In the heart of Queens, New York, a new political voice began to rise. Young, outspoken, unapologetically progressive, Zohran Mamdani has become one of the most talked about figures in New York politics. But who is he beyond the headlines? What shaped his worldview? How did his global upbringing influence his political ideology? What is the story behind the European connection often referenced in discussions about his background? Tonight, we explore the full story of Zohran Mamdani, from family roots to global exposure, from activism to elected office, and the political movement that surrounds his name. This is not just a political biography, it is a story about identity, immigration, ideology, and generational change. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe to this channel, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Stay with us until the very end, because this in-depth documentary reveals context and history that many people overlook. Now, let us begin. Zohran Mamdani was born into a family deeply connected to global intellectual and artistic circles. His father, Mahmoud Mamdani, is a respected academic and political thinker. His mother, Mira Nair, is an internationally recognized filmmaker. From the very beginning, Zohran grew up in an environment shaped by conversation, debate, art, and politics. His family's background reflects multiple continents: South Asian heritage, African academic influence, European exposure, American upbringing. This multicultural background would later play a powerful role in shaping his political philosophy. The European connection, often mentioned in discussions about Mamdani, refers to the broader intellectual traditions that influenced his family and upbringing. His father's academic career connected him to institutions across Europe and Africa. This meant that global politics was not an abstract topic at the dinner table. It was lived experience. Growing up in such a household meant exposure to ideas about colonial history, economic inequality, migration, and global justice. Zohran Mamdani spent much of his childhood in New York City. Queens, one of the most diverse areas in the world, became central to his identity. Living in Queens means living among immigrants, working-class families, and small business owners. It is a borough defined by diversity. Mamdani attended local schools and later pursued higher education. During his academic years, he became increasingly engaged in political discussions. Issues such as housing affordability, public transportation, workers' rights, and healthcare were not distant policy topics. They were daily realities for the communities around him. As a student, he showed interest in activism. He engaged with progressive movements. He organized, debated, and advocated for change. His early activism focused heavily on economic justice. Mamdani's political awakening did not happen overnight. It developed gradually through organizing efforts. He worked on tenant rights campaigns. He advocated for housing protections. He supported progressive grassroots movements. One of the defining themes of his activism was economic inequality. He argued that rising rent prices and stagnant wages were hurting working-class communities. He aligned with democratic socialist ideas, emphasizing redistribution, public investment, and stronger labor protections. Supporters saw him as a new generation voice willing to challenge established systems. Critics questioned the practicality of his proposals. Regardless of perspective, his presence was increasingly visible. Eventually, Zohran Mamdani decided to run for public office. His campaign focused on affordability, public transit reform, and housing justice. He positioned himself as a representative of working-class neighborhoods. The campaign relied heavily on grassroots volunteers, door-to-door canvassing, community conversations, public forums. His messaging emphasized bold change rather than incremental reform. He spoke about rent control, public ownership models, and expanded social services. The campaign gained momentum. Young voters were energized. Community organizers rallied behind him. And ultimately, he won election to the New York State Assembly. The phrase, "the apartment in Paris," has sometimes surfaced in political commentary. It symbolizes questions about global privilege and international exposure. Critics occasionally frame this as elite cosmopolitanism. Supporters describe it as global awareness. Can someone with international exposure authentically represent working-class communities? As a legislator, Mamdani has focused on several key issues: housing affordability, public transit funding, energy policy, workers' rights. He has supported proposals aimed at expanding tenant protections. These positions have sparked debate. He frequently engages in direct communication with constituents through social media and public forums. Media coverage of Zohran Mamdani varies widely. Progressive outlets often frame him as a rising star. Conservative commentators often challenge his ideology. This divide reflects broader polarization. Zohran Mamdani's story is one of global heritage and local activism, a figure shaped by Queens but connected to the world. Thank you for watching. If you found this documentary informative, like the video, subscribe to the channel and share it with others. And like many rising political figures, his story is still being written.